Hey, hello again, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Michele Tafoya podcast. It is Wildcard Wednesday, and you never want to miss a Wednesday podcast, so please subscribe. Just hit subscribe wherever you're watching, Rumble, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you stream your pods. Just hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It just makes sure that you get them all. Today, we're going to go all over the map with a lot of stuff that really spoke to me. And we'll make it short and sweet. But the stuff that I'm showing you today really hit me in some way or another. So without further ado, we're going to get right to it. This one was inspired by someone who said to me recently, okay, come on. When are we going to get real about free speech? Do we want it or do we not want it? And I said, what are you talking about? And they said, well, people getting fired for saying that Charlie Kirk deserved to die. And wait. Let's remember that free speech means you can say that, and you're not going to get thrown in prison. You're not going to get thrown in jail or arrested, but there might be consequences at work. So, on the other hand, going on over in the UK is a very different matter indeed. Now, Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, says he's all about free speech, but there have been some egregious, and we've shown you a couple examples of people getting actually arrested or approached by police and moved along for saying things, for praying silently, and in this case, for wearing the Star of David. Watch this police interrogation of a man. This again is in the UK. He was wearing a Star of David, and here's what happened when he was detained by police.
What necklace are you wearing?
What necklace am I wearing?
Yeah.
Star of David.
Because the officer details this in their statement.
What, that I've got a Star of David?
Yeah.
So?
They felt that the actions that I've just mentioned about going up close proximity to the pro-Palestinian protesters.
Can I speak to my lawyer for a second?
Of course you can.
Able to...
Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned about this question about the Star of David.
Why are you concerned?
Well, I think I'll have a private consultation and we'll set out my concerns.
Okay. The officers have noted in their statements that they believed that because the Star of David was out and present to people which may take either offence to the presence of it, they felt that was antagonising the situation further.
Okay, well, I'm going to say that I think that's, with respect, appalling and shows a complete lack of ignorance on behalf of those officers.
Okay. Because
if they were familiar with the fact that IJAM were organising the protests, then they would recognise that how could a Moghim Dovid cause offence, notwithstanding the fact that we shouldn't be in a situation where people can't walk around wearing a sign of their religion.
We're not talking about wearing a Star of David. I don't know what you're referring to, a Moghim Dovid?
Yeah, sorry, a Star of David.
Star of David, I haven't heard that.
Apologise.
We're not talking about walking around with a Star of David chain on his neck in a open forum in public generally. We're talking about a very niche environment where tensions are high, where two sides are coming together, have adverse opinions, adverse views. Pro-Palestinian protesters are obviously objecting to what is happening in Israel and Gaza. The officers have written in their statements about the presence of of your necklace. Do you see how that could be an antagonistic emblem or sign, however you want to phrase it, to people in that environment? You're well aware that your presence to a certain sector of that protest was going to antagonise it.
Okay. It's still so hard for me to believe that I'm hearing this out of the UK. Now, whatever else happened, whether protesters were getting in each other's faces, as is often the case at protests and counter-protests, this, the police are saying, was further antagonized by the presence of a Star of David necklace. Think about that. So who gets to win that argument? If someone had been there with a cross, would that have also been antagonizing? A swastika? I mean, not defending the swastika, don't get me wrong. But at what point, this is a very slippery slope. You're in a niche environment. Okay, does that mean that if someone chooses to wear a Star of David as a representation of their faith, that they cannot go into a certain kind of restaurant? Because that's a niche environment. I mean, this is an extremely slippery slope. So that is a real life example of someone's freedom of expression being not being, it isn't a consequence by their employer. This is the law in the UK, taking them in and saying, you had a Star of David on. That made matters worse. That's nuts. And that's what we need to be focusing on, the real imposition or impediment to free speech in a legal way, not in whether or not you get to keep your job. You probably heard about the guy who shouted at Winsome Earl Sears, who is the candidate for governor of Virginia, who happens to be a woman of color. And she was at a James Madison University football game, and someone yelled out to her, "Go back to Haiti." Well, she's not from Haiti. Now, this person was caught on camera saying that, "Go back to Haiti." And that person has apparently lost his job because this video was posted all over the internet. Now, if an employer says, "You've embarrassed us, what you said does not align with our beliefs and our values here at this company, we're going to part ways," that's not imposing a restriction on speech. That's saying you're going to suffer a consequence in the private sector because we don't like what you said and we don't want you working for us anymore. So those are very different circumstances. The man was not arrested for saying it, wasn't thrown in jail, wasn't interrogated by police. Those are very different things. Now, going on with this anti-Semitism that I can't believe we are seeing at the rate and the rate we're seeing it and with the fever pitch we're seeing it. Last summer, I took my family to Munich. We all went together. I didn't take them. We traveled to Munich and we went to Dachau, which was one of the concentration camps. And Germany has a very strong connection to anti-Semitism. Now it appears that Jewish kids have to get accompanied by security to go from school to home at the end of the day. Look at what this guy posted on X. You know, after nearly 30 years on the sidelines, whether it was the NFL or the NBA or the Olympic Games, I've learned that true expertise comes from consistency, not guesswork. So that's why I've partnered with Sports Corner Daily. Their free daily picks keep hitting with analysis so sharp even casual fans can win. Now, the NFL season is well underway. There's no better time to jump in. Get 2 expert picks sent to you every single day, absolutely free. Let me repeat that. Get 2 expert picks sent to you every single day, absolutely free. Just head to sportsdailypick.com and sign up in seconds. No cost, no risk, just smart winning insights. Don't wait. Get into the season the right way. sportsdailypick.com. Sports Corner, where winners start their day. Again, visit sportsdailypick.com, sportsdailypick.com. Now it appears that Jewish kids have to get accompanied by security to go from school to home at the end of the day. Look at what this guy posted on X.
Jewish schools here in Munich, Germany, must release their students at different time periods throughout the day for their safety. And when they release these students to walk home from school or to get on the bus, the tram, what have you. They are accompanied by armed police officers so they don't get attacked by people who don't like the Jewish community here in Germany in 2025. That's unbelievable. Germany's been through one hell of a ride, but you know, in today's world, for these students to still have to be released from school at different time periods so that nobody knows when exactly they're being released, alongside being accompanied with armed police officers, is crazy and sad. When I heard that on the tour, 2.5 hour tour of the history of Munich and Hitler, of course, and World War II, broke my heart for these students. My goodness gracious, guys.
It is heartbreaking. Again, Munich, 72, the Olympic Games, where an Israeli team was absolutely butchered by these guerrilla warfare soldiers who climbed into their hotel and kidnapped them, took them out, and then slaughtered them. It's just so hard to get your head around this stuff. Almost equally as difficult to get your head around is the fact that New York City, one of the biggest, greatest cities on the planet, with unbelievable history and a unparalleled position in American history. Remember, it was originally going to be the capital of the United States of America before they moved it down closer to Virginia. A guy named Zohran Mamdani, and we've talked about this, a Democrat socialist, really a communist, wants to seize the means of production. Now he's putting on his smiley face and appealing to voters by telling them he's going to give them everything. He's going to raise taxes on the wealthy, and he's going to spend it on free busing. And boy, that's not going to be a problem, is it? Free busing. So anyone can get on a bus at any time and do anything and just sit there all day long. But that's another matter. Free childcare, state-run grocery stores or city-run grocery stores. Yeah, that sounds so great, doesn't it? It just sounds horrific. But this is a video that has been resurfaced. And you're going to see more and more of these as they get closer to that mayoral election in New York City. This is Mamdani. Don't know why he looks like an old bank robber in this, but he felt a reason to wear this mask and say this. Roll it, Misty.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
We came to remake this state in the image of our people. Now, we know he's a devout Muslim. We know the kinds of things he wants to impose. So what the hell was that about? There's a term, and I can't think of it, and I'm going to come up with it, but there is a term in the Muslim nomenclature for putting on a smile and telling people what they want to hear. Well, tikia? Say it again, Misty. Tikia. Thank you. Very good. Misty coming through for me. Takia. It's basically lying. So in this case, Mamdani lying, smiling, saying how great he is and how he loves the police now, and he doesn't think they're racist or anti-queer or any of the things he said before, saying it all with a smile so you can get what you want, which is, in this case, is for him to get elected. So there you go. That's something to keep an eye on. You get this palpable sense in many places in America that there is the volume of hatred and the volume of the voices carrying out that hatred continues to grow. Here's a guy who ended up getting caught on camera wearing an 8647 shirt. Now, if you remember, it was James Comey who found this amazing shell formation on a beach that said 8647. What does that mean? Got in a little bit of a trouble for it, had to take his post down and apologize. Well, now, I guess it's okay, and maybe not even just okay, but celebrated to wear a t-shirt that says 8647. Look what happened on this occasion.
Look at that shirt. Look at that shirt. Wow.
8647, explain it to me. I like the colors.
Kill the son of a...
Kill who?
Wow, this 47th president.
Really? What's your name?
Dick Saber.
Glad we got that on camera. You know that's illegal, right? You don't threaten the president. You don't threaten anybody. But that's the problem with your guys' side. You guys get so emotional, you feel you need to threaten people. But don't worry, we're spreading love, and we're going to fix it. We appreciate you. God bless. God bless you. God bless. Hey, you need to find God. That's your problem. You need to find God.
I'm not sure that's his only problem. Just blatantly, we need to kill this son of a. We need to kill the 47th president of the United States, who happens to be Donald J. Trump. And that's tolerated. That is tolerated, celebrated, cheered. Good Lord. In that same vein, Karine Jean-Pierre, the former White House press secretary under Joe Biden, is now on a book tour. Her book, I think, is called Independent, because she left the Democrat Party after Joe Biden was so quickly cut off from his presidential campaign and was replaced without any kind of vote by Kamala Harris. All right, Karine got disgusted, and now she says, I'm an independent. I'm no longer a Democrat. But she went on television and she said this.
And right now, in this moment, there's an existential threat. Our democracy is hanging by a thread. Some people would say we're already an authoritarian regime. And I need to see teeth. I need to see fire. And not just me. Many people are worried and concerned.
I need to see teeth and fire? Like what? Like a fire-breathing dragon with teeth? I'm not quite sure what she's talking about. Again, this I don't want to call it this simplification of our country down to just our democracy is at stake. We are a constitutional republic. So democracy, pure democracy, is majority rules. But that's not what a constitutional republic is. And here's the other thing that's going around. Authoritarian. We're not headed that way. We're already in one. If we were under authoritarian rule right now, the No Kings protest wouldn't have happened. The government would be open, and everything that one person wanted would be happening. That is not taking place. This simplification and these generalizations and these terms being thrown around. Again, it's Hitler, it's authoritarian, it's fascist, it's everything but the truth is what it is. And so it comes from someone like her who had an extremely visible position in the last presidency. And it goes down to other politicians as well. This guy is saying, basically, take out ICE officers, hardworking American ICE officers who are doing their jobs. He's saying, take them out. Roll it, Misty.
You gotta grab a gun. We gotta turn around the guns on this fascist system. These ICE agents gotta get shot and wiped out. The state machinery, that's a full display right there, has to get wiped out.
Wipe them out. I mean, you're sort of left with no words, right? Because it's absurd. It's violent. It's heated. It's hateful. It's nuts. All right. Give me just a minute to tell you this. I spent about 30 years on the sidelines, pro football, pro basketball, college sports, the Olympic Games, you name it, I was there. And I've learned that true expertise comes from consistency, definitely not from guesswork. And that's why I have partnered with Sports Corner Daily. They're free daily picks. Did you hear how my voice cracked when I said free? That's how strongly I feel. They're free daily picks. Keep hitting with analysis so sharp, even casual fans can win. Now the NFL season is well underway. There's no better time to jump in. You can get 2 expert picks sent to you every single day, absolutely free. 2 expert picks sent to you every single day, absolutely free. Just head to sportsdailypick.com, sign up in seconds, no cost, no risk, just smart winning insights. So don't wait. Kick off the season the right way at sportsdailypick.com. Sportsdailypick.com. Sports Corner Daily. where winners start their day. Again, just visit sportsdailypick.com. Sign up free, no cost, no risk. Again, where winners start their day. Well, it's interesting to go from winners to losers. I shouldn't say that. I don't know Jen Psaki personally. But what I've seen, I have trouble with. Because I've seen her be dishonest. I've seen her be hyperbolic. And in this case, I've seen her be demeaning. Particularly, I want you to listen closely at the beginning. What she says about Second Lady Usha Vance. This is Jen Psaki on appearing on a podcast with, I've seen these two women before. They're just kind of wild-eyed, crazy liberals. Roll it.
I think the little Manchurian candidate, J.D. Vance, wants to be president more than anything else.
Yeah.
I always wonder what's going on in the mind of his wife. Like,
Agreed.
Are you okay? Please blink 4 times.
Yes.
We'll come over here. We'll save you. And that he's willing to do anything to get there. And that your whole iteration you just outlined, I mean, he's scarier in certain ways.
He's smarter.
In some ways. And he's young.
Yeah. And ambitious.
And ambitious. And agile in the sense that he is a chameleon who makes himself into whatever he thinks the audience wants to hear from him. Now, what's also true, though, is J.D. Vance is not, he's in some ways goodish on paper if you like what he believes in. I don't know. But I don't know that he can take the whole movement with him.
No way.
I don't think so either.
There's no riz.
It's got no riz, right?
None.
And he just is a little odd. And
Totally.
so Trump's odd in a different way. So I'm skeptical of that. So yeah, he's got to. I mean, everything going on right now, and I think we have to be very clear-eyed about this, is about trying to manipulate the public around elections.
Where to begin? Aren't all politicians focused on manipulating the public around elections? Isn't the aim of every politician on planet Earth to get voters to their side, to vote for them? She said he's a chameleon, depending on the audience. Is that like when Joe Biden said things like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? Or they want to put you all back in chains? The man you work for, Jen Psaki. She calls J.D. Vance the little Manchurian candidate. So respectful. Not that I would expect it. And then she says about Usha Vance, are you okay? Blink twice, we'll save you. Like, I can't believe she'd be with it. What? How condescending is that? As though Usha Vance, who is incredibly accomplished, doesn't have her own mind? She's the mother of his children. She's been an incredibly devoted wife. I remember one time someone said to me that they felt sorry for Melania Trump. I feel sorry for her being married to him. You don't think she had any say in the matter? You don't think she could walk away tomorrow if she wanted and get a divorce? Like, these women are powerless? Who in the hell are you to make that judgment? I find that really insulting. I'm not offended because that would be my choice. I choose not to be offended, but I'm going to call it out when it's insulting. I hope Usha Vance sees that. I'd like her to know what the other side thinks of her decision to marry and have children with and create a family with J.D. Vance. Blink twice will save you. What the hell is that? I can't think of a more condescending thing to say to another woman, a very tough, strong, elegant, smart, accomplished woman. Who are you to say that, the three of you? That was just gross. And then they said that J.D. Vance can't carry the whole movement because he doesn't have riz. Oh, they're so Jen whatever. Riz means charisma. The way I learned that is I asked my kids, what's riz? Riz, charisma, riz. Do you hear yourself, Jen Psaki? Do you hear yourself? My goodness, that was pretty gross. It's hypocritical. It's all just hypocrisy. It's starting to get old. Just like Hakeem Jeffries' hypocrisy when he criticized Congress for not being in Washington, D.C. The reason they're not is because the government's closed. And the reason the government's closed, Hakeem, lest I need to remind you, is that Senate Democrats won't pass the continuing resolution and then negotiate the stuff they want to negotiate. By the way, what they want to negotiate is, hey, Obamacare didn't work. We had to provide subsidies. The subsidies are going to run out, and now it's going to get even more expensive. Have you noticed how healthcare costs have gone up since the Affordable Healthcare Act, the Affordable Care Act was made into law? Have you noticed we've done nothing but costs have gone up? Part of that, too, is because we have so many people in this country who are not legal citizens who need healthcare, too. And they can't be turned away from emergency rooms, no matter what they try to tell you. So here's Hakeem Jeffries criticizing Congress for not being in D.C. Roll it.
We're going to win in Virginia, and we're going to win in New Jersey, because the American people are fed up that Republicans would rather spend time on vacation on the golf course, give $40 billion to a foreign entity, and can't find resources to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits days away from November 1st and the open enrollment.
I don't know who's on the golf course and who's not. I don't really care because they can't do their jobs. Some of them are doing work, but is Hakeem unaware of the fact that Democrats went out to Napa Valley, California, to the Hotel Yountville, for a 2-day luxury spa, dinner, wine tasting, wine caves extravaganza? That sounds like much more of a vacation to me. And they did that during the shutdown. So, again, spare me your aggravation and your anger and frustration and your rage. Good Lord. Okay, ending with a couple of fun ones. Apparently, Gayle King of CBS This Morning, famous because she's best friends with Oprah, got on a plane over the weekend, and who was on it but Jesse Waters, who works for Fox. He has a primetime show on Fox, plus he's on the very successful The Five, and he's pretty famous, pretty popular. Take a look at the picture that Gayle King posted. This is, I don't know where she posted it originally, but it made it all the way to the New York Post. And the funny thing about it is that everyone posted back really stupid things like, oh, no principles. Not that I ever expected anything else of her. Or, gross. Gayle never passes up on an opportunity to not make sense. Or how about this one? Are you okay? Did you fall and hit your head? Why? Why would you post this? How embarrassing. Oh my gosh, it goes on. This is embarrassing for you. I wonder if they were talking about the Golden Bachelor newest season. On and on and on. A lot of this on Blue Sky where, yeah. So she gets on a plane. She sees a person that I don't know if they've ever met before, but they ended up being on the flight together. She takes a picture and she posts it. And that's what she gets. How could you possibly speak to someone with whom we disagree? Gayle, you're embarrassing yourself. I applaud her for posting it. It shows that she is human and that he is human and that they can smile together and take a selfie and nobody got hurt except the people who decided that they wanted their feelings hurt. All right, I tell you who might get hurt in the World Series, and that's the Toronto Blue Jays. A little sports corner for you here, because they face the Dodgers. And the Dodgers have arguably the best baseball player in history. We could debate that, but what we can't debate is that during the National League Championship Series, Shohei Ohtani delivered what is arguably the best baseball game performance, single game performance in the history the history of baseball. Just take a look at one highlight.
Ohtani, did he? Ohtani! Ohtani has done it again! His third home run!
It's never been done before. No player in baseball, Major League Baseball history, has ever hit 3 home runs, gone yard 3 times in a game, while at the same time striking out 10 batters. So in the top of the first inning, he struck out 3, 1, 2, 3. Then he was the top of the order for the Dodgers, gets up to plate and hits a home run. 1 of 3 on the night. This means that the Dodgers getting off the bus are the scariest team in the World Series. There are only 2, but they're the scarier one for sure. I'm looking forward to it. I was cheering for the Seattle Mariners, so I'm a little disappointed that Toronto is there. I do love Vlad, but here's what I'm going to do. I like history, and I think it's the coolest thing when you get to witness it, when you get to watch Tiger Woods evolve from a kid to a generational golfer. Michael Jordan win all the trophies that he won. Now we're getting to watch this baseball player who seems to be peaking. I mean, like, that is peak performance. I don't know what he's going to do in the World Series, but I guarantee you baseball fans across the world are going to tune in to find out. And so I'm going to be rooting for him and for more history because I'd love to witness it. I'd love to witness it. And that's how we will end this Wildcard Wednesday. Be brave, do good, and we will see you next time. You can keep up with the Trump administration when you subscribe to the Trump Report. It's an email that brings you daily highlights from the Oval Office right to your inbox 5 days a week. Subscribe today at SalemPodcastNetwork.com/Trump.